flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing out. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing out. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
It's explosive. You can't control this, no. I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on a battlefield, a survivor, never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat of my heart, I'll be the light in the dark. You can't control this, I'm explosive. You can't control this, it's 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 explosive.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The Northwest Racing Series playoffs continue after a one-week break. We're in the first round, and tonight we're at the virtual America's Home for Racing, Charlotte Motor Speedway. 200 miles, 134 laps await these drivers in the quest to make it to the next round, from the round of 16 to the round of 12. Welcome to coverage tonight from Charlotte. This is simulcast on iRacing, on LSRTV, and on CRN, the Community Radio Network. I am Wesley Outland in the booth as always, joined alongside his color analyst Jeremy Stanley. Charles Wooten is on production in the LSRTV Rocket Media production truck in Texas. And Jeremy, well, we're ready to go here in Charlotte. This is always a fun track, and definitely ready to see what these drivers can do. I don't want to call this a wild card, but anything can happen here at this mile and a half at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. Good evening.
Good evening. I love this track. It's, it's a mile and a half, which is standard, but this track race is like no other. There's just grip all over the place. There's touch of grip on the high side. The low line does not matter. You can find your lane here. Driver's choice. Very fast, very fun track. Not very wide, as like next week when we go to Kentucky where it's 12 lanes wide. But this track, it just, things can happen in a hurry. You're going to see them bunched up. They're going to have at it here. Second race here in the round of 16. I got a couple names back from taking a couple weeks off that are trying to get their way in to the playoffs for the round of 12. So I'm really excited to see how this race plays out here tonight.
Yeah, this is the round of 16. This is round number 2 of the playoffs. And obviously, one driver has already punched himself into the playoffs championship next round. And that's Dan West Jr., the Shelton, Washington driver. Here's tonight's race information presented by RaceOn. Watch live and replay as subscriber to raceon.com. No fast repair, 100% fuel capacity, 4 tires. Of course, that's the original set plus the 3 sets in the pit area. There is an overtime attempt of 3 green-white checkers if need be. This race, again, 201 miles, actually. It's 200 miles, 134 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's oval time. 2:01 is the name of the race, and obviously, we're looking forward to bringing it to you on LSRTV and CRN. Here's a look on the bottom right of the weather conditions presented by Kaufman Creative. Just at sim time, approaching the bottom of the hour of 8:30 Eastern time. And there you see, of course, air temp at 67, track temp at 68. There's a little bit of a wind speed blowing, mostly cloudy conditions, and a perfect virtual night for racing here, Jeremy.
Man, usually whenever I'm loading up into the iRacing session, if it's 70 degrees in the air, it's like 90 plus degrees on the track. So to see the track temp matching basically the air temp, that's just nothing but grip. It's not too cold, right? So they're not going to lose the grip from being too cold. But man, that makes it even more exciting. I knew it's going to be a great race regardless, but this track, the surface when it was scanned on iRacing, still has good amount of grip, and with the colder temps, don't be surprised if you're going to see a lot of close action here tonight.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, no doubt, as drivers are on the racetrack now to qualify. Here comes Dennis Moore, part of Win Racing, the 44 bomb speed Click It RV entry. We'll see what type of lap he puts down. Obviously, drivers with their spoilers in Dayglow yellow, or Dayglow green, if you will, are your playoff contenders. And honestly, we mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. We were off for Labor Day. Hopefully everybody had a great Labor Day off last Monday. But obviously, Jeremy, this is going to be a nice way for us to be able to keep up with where the drivers are in the playoffs, with those spoilers and the front visors being that same color for the trucks.
Absolutely. I love when leagues make the teams do this. We just talked about it before we went live, and you see it there, bright, bold colors. You're not going to miss it unless you get the Mountain Dew truck out there. So clear as day, you can tell, especially with the 44 here, Dennis Moore, black truck, bright green spoiler. That color has no reason to be on the truck as he gets wicked loose off of turn 2 here for his lap. But man, he's going to set up for second lap. But yeah, I love the green spoilers, love the green window banner. It's a great combination.
Dennis Moore working through the dog leg, entering turn 4 to the line. And Dennis Moore got to pick it up, 29.572 right now. Dan West Jr., winner at the most previous playoff race at Phoenix, is at the top of the board. 28.988. By the way, a couple of drivers that missed round 1 of the playoffs that are kind of in a hole right now, if you will, Jeremy. Devin West and Sean Brightsman are both present here tonight at Charlotte.
Big names too, right? Sitting 13, 14 for points. Devin West, 4 wins this season, 2 to Sean Brightsman. 2 of the main leaders in the win column for the 2024 season. And I'm kind of keeping my eye out. I kind of looked over the stats last year. Kevin Smith had the pole. Dan West Jr. won. So that's not boding well for Devin West and Sean Brightsman. But they got 20-plus points to make up to get themselves into the 12th place or higher. So they got a little bit of work to do to stay consistent. You can't get involved in the wreck, because if you do, they're done. They're done for the round of 12 unless they win.
And obviously, you know, if you're one of these playoff drivers, you got to have a good, strong run. If you can't win the race, you got to be at least consistent in your finishes, because honestly, for a lot of these drivers, Dan West Jr. already won Phoenix. He looks good here at Charlotte. He's won here in the past at Charlotte, 2-time Truck Series champion. He could possibly win here again tonight. And if you can't get the win, if you're one of the playoff drivers, you just got to hope, Jeremy, that you're being consistent and try to make it in by points to the round of 12.
Yeah, consistency is going to play off. You only get 3 races per round, right? So there's not much room for error. So if you're not going to win a race, you got to do well. And we got just over 20 entries, I think 22 possibly total here tonight for the 134 laps for the Charlotte race. And here's Christopher White right near the bottom. It's about a very informal line you're going to see here tonight. At the line that time, 30.239. Not the strongest lap there from the 56, but that's where you want to see your truck, closer to that double white line with the blue center. Runs a little wide, little wobble there off turn 2. And much better lap so far. Turn 3 right down the line. So that's where you're going to see majority of the drivers. You can run the top. I mentioned it already. You can run the multi-groove surface. But with iRacing, more speed in the corner equals more tire wear. So managing tires and playing the consistency, like you said, it's a couple of the key factors that are going to get you success here tonight.
Yeah, we'll certainly be keeping an eye and watching all of that going on, as here comes Devin West, defending series champion. He missed last week at Phoenix, or 2 weeks ago at Phoenix, and now he's in a hole where he's got to do well here. And that, of course, West Racing LSRTV number 5 driver out of Shelton, Washington, wants to put himself in the spot with his dad right now. Dan West Jr. on the pole. 29.988. That's the time to beat. Ryan Bloom, Brett Johnson, Stephen Paulison, Kevin Smith, your top 5. And here comes the Daytona winner. Another playoff contender from Billings, Montana, Jeremy. Jeff Stabnow in that beautiful looking patriotic number 24 machine. Got the flag, got the eagle on the side. It's a really nice looking truck.
We talked about it 2 weeks ago. Yep, I really enjoy it here. You got the eagle going through the number. Typically, you don't see the center of the number cut out, but kind of a cool touch there for the 24 Jeff Stabnow.
Yeah, very, very, very patriotic. And obviously, as we are approaching the 23rd year of what happened at 9/11 23 years ago in 2 days, I think that's a very nice truck to have as a paint scheme in homage and memory of what happened on September 11th as well. Beautiful looking truck 24. That Ford coming down to the line. Jeff Stabnow, where will he end up? 14th on lap 1. Will he climb? He will, up to 3rd. He'll be right behind Kevin Smith, who now is the new fast qualifier as well. 28.919, Sean Brightsman. Jeremy, one of the drivers along with Devin West that was absent in Phoenix. He's been he's been in a predicament like this before. We'll see what the Brights Boutique Toyota can do now.
Honestly, not too surprised. I knew Kevin Smith won last year's pole here, and he has 5 poles so far in this 2024 season. This could be his 6th. Now this 46 truck here, he needs to put himself in a good spot here on the starting grid to give himself a good chance at trying to knock down a win to get himself locked into the round of 12. Let's see who he does here in turn 1 and 2 first lap. Some people throw it away. Some people utilize it if they can hang on to the loose truck. Looks like Sean's going to be able to attack turn 1 and turn 2 just fine. Going to line himself up here for turn 3. Gets off a nice late entrance. He's going to straighten out his exit here just a little bit. Runs it up quite nicely. Looking like a strong lap here. 29.070. Puts himself P4 on the board.
Yeah, what a solid run there. That's Sean Brightsman. Good enough to be on the outside of row number 2 with his teammate Jeff Stabnow. Win Racing right now showing quick time 28.919, closing in on about under 7 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Kevin Smith fast time, again, as I mentioned, 28.919. And then you got Team LSRTV splitting the top 5 along with Ryan Bloom for Win Racing. And those are the drivers of Dan West Jr., Jeff Stabnow, and Sean Brightsman, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And if there's any other takers, Jeremy, they better hit the racetrack now. There's about a handful of drivers that need to go on the clock, and they've not done it yet.
Yeah, it's winding down. Right now, 16 times, 21 entries, it looks like, actually, on my list of drivers here. I see Brian Barnes, P15 on so far, and he's one of the guys in the round of 16. Gormley, though, Ryan Gormley, not present here tonight, so he's going to basically end his chances for the round of 12 as he skips out this week. But, yeah, track's kind of quiet right now here, Wesley. Looking like these 16 trucks at a posted time might be just it.
And you think about drivers that obviously missed round 1 at Phoenix. And, of course, that is Sean Brightsman, Devin West. They are in a big hole right now. They have to win. I mean, to win, or they're just going to have a superb race, I meant to say, where literally they just got to lead like everything, most laps led, lead the most laps, stay up in the front. If they can't win, they got to at least finish in the top podium. And I could only see that could be the only way that they could accumulate the points they need after, of course, tonight at Charlotte. And then, of course, next week at Kentucky to try to transfer in to the round of 12. If not, they're out for the chance for a championship. Drivers are being told that I think qualifying is about to be a scratch. The clock is coming to an end, and the field is gritting for race night. ready to go. Round 21 of the season, race 2 in the round of 16 for the playoffs at Charlotte. And here's the lineup on the pole. Kevin Smith, the Walla Walla, Washington driver, in Shelton, Washington's Dan West Jr., a 2-time series champion on row 1. Row 2, Jeff Stabnow in the 24, the Daytona winner, and also a former champion, Sean Wrightsman from Puyallup, Washington, now in Tucson, Arizona in the 46. Ryan Bloom in the 25, a former ARCA champion, and Devin West, the defending champion, who missed last week. He'll start row 3. Row 4 will find Brett Johnson and Stephen Paulison. And your top 10, Jeremy, you'll carry the rest of the way. Tyler King and Roy Grande, the 21 and 11.
Yeah, 11th place there, Dennis Moore to his outside, the number 89 of John Ottenbacher. Row 7, you got Dan Rogers there in 13th, 14th will be Christopher White, 15th in row 8 will be Brian Barnes and Paul Newton in 16th. Row number 9, you're going to find the 99 of Troy Daggett, and to his outside, the 72 of BJ Tarjik, and then 19th place, Chris Kynes, 20th place, Frank Harris and Carl Burke. Listed as your last driver here, 21 entries, 134 laps here tonight.
So that is the lineup. And these drivers, again, will get ready to go 200 miles, 134 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Phil, to be ready to roll behind the pace car in just a moment. Let's take a look at what is the track dimensions for what is Charlotte Motor Speedway. This track is 1.5 miles. It's 2.4 kilometers. Turns number 1 and 2 are 2,400 feet. Turns 3 and 4, it's 2,040 feet. The banking in the corners, all unison. It is 24 degrees of banking, exactly in turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. The front straightaway measures at 1,980 feet. The straightaways, both on the front and the back, as well as that 1,500 back straightaway where they are now, is 5 degrees. And these drivers will be entering a front straightaway that has a dog leg, which is kind of like a tri-oval with a straightaway, with another straightaway from a turn going into turn 1. Very unique racetrack. It's a fun racetrack. We love Charlotte, Jeremy.
Love it very much. Quad oval is what some people refer to that as. You got the tri-oval with sweeps, the quad oval with the 2 kinks, which we've seen some brutal wrecks on the front stretch here at Charlotte in the real life in any series. Here we go, Wesley. Pace truck is down. Here we go.
Playoffs, round of 16, round 2, Charlotte, and we are green. And I would say this as well, as we take the green to start this race, you got a lot of playoff contenders up in the front. You got to be patient. You have to methodically, Jeremy, figure out a way to get around this racetrack as they hit that 1,500-foot back straightaway for lap number 1.
Stabnow sneaks his way right in front of Sean Bryceman in the 46 to claim 3rd place, top 5, already single file here. You're going to take a few laps to get these tires warmed up. And then you're going to see some drivers go on the attack if they're trying to get inside the top 10 here. First lap in the books, Kevin Smith leads the way. Right away, though, the 55, Dan West Jr. running that 3rd lane where there's a little bit of an extra grip lane. Here as they also bounce off the wall. It looks like a little bit pass for the lead already coming up to turn number 3. Will we see the first lead change on lap 2?
West and Smith side by side for just a moment. Now they get single file. Jeff Stabnow back to 3rd, single file, two truck links back, trying to make a run for the guys for the lead. West and Smith a little too aggressive here early, I think, but it's going on. Dan West Jr. a little sideways as he worked off 2 to the lead.
It might be just a little too aggressive. We'll find out on the tire where it is so fast at this track, but it also can eat away at those tires so much as West is going to take the lead and pull away 0.3 of a second over the 00 Kevin Smith. temporarily with an internet blink there from the 55. Don't want to see that. It's starting to affect him a little bit more through 1 and 2, back to the back straightaway here. And it looks like even between second and third place, we're starting to see some gappage here. The top three, a second ahead of fourth place, Sean Bryson.
And obviously, you know as well, Jeremy, that if it becomes too emphatic that it's purposely, continuously doing the blinking, the Northwest officials will call out the driver and tell them that they have to fix that. If they don't, they will be booted from the server and automatically eliminated. And you don't want to have that happen if you're the guy up in the P1 spot right now. Dan West Jr. finally pans back out with none of those blinking issues. He's back up in front by half a truck length now on Kevin Smith. There's Brightsman. There's Devin West, his son, and Ryan Bloom in the top 5 as they go back into turn number 1.
Really close action here, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Oh, we see the 5 momentarily blink out. It is so difficult to pass a truck that's blinking because you don't know. It can reappear anywhere, so you're very hesitant behind the wheel, and that might be a little bit why Ryan Bloom is maybe not making the pass here. He is so close to the bumper, getting him a little bit aero loose, at least trying to, but there's a lot of grip on this track. Being the cooler temps, it's going to be a little bit harder to get the aero loose. You might have to go to the top really for him to make that pass.
Trying to save it, being patient, working back into the corner again. That's 24 degrees of banking. Working off of turn number 2 to the 1,500-foot backstretch here in Charlotte. And everybody is right now single file. They're all in line. They're perfectly. And honestly, this is what you need to do, Jeremy. At least get to halfway. Get to the first 100 miles completed. Then you start methodically putting yourself in position to start doing something here to make a run for the finish. You still got a long way in this race. Only lap number 6, so it's lap 7 now when they just crossed the line a moment ago.
Yeah, 100% here. The tires are up to temp, up to pressures, so that part's fine, but this track is so narrow, it is easy to come off of turn 2. Then your truck just gets really tight for no reason if you burn the tires up. And you hit that wall, and then your side force is done. You feel tight, and you get more tight, and you just, gonna fall back further and further. So patience. I like the idea of going the first 100 laps, feeling it out. Maybe take this time to. Not many drivers have probably done a full fuel run. So they don't know what their tire percentages are going to look like. So take the time, figure that out, do the homework, and then on the second stint after the first pit stop, that's where you kind of make your personal adjustments as a driver to kind of prolong your run at the end of the thing.
Through the quad oval or the double dog leg, back to start and finish. Jeff Stab now on watching him now. He's in 3rd. Teammate Sean Brightsman right behind him, and Devin West for a moment was blinking in and out in the 5, the defending series champion. Remember the 46 and the 5 both put themselves in a big hole not being here last week for the championship. Obviously right now we're watching all of this take place as we see him again working off the corner off 4.
Man, number 5 there, Devin West. Welcome back, but man, that internet is not welcoming itself back. Continuing to be a blinking Christmas light out here right in front of Ryan Bloom, who is just trying to figure out, how do I get around this guy? And he blinked about 10 times there through 1 and 2, but here we go, a little bit more stable in 3 and 4 as he goes by once more. But this little group of trucks right here, anything can happen between these guys. They're just hanging back a little bit further. You're seeing some passing. Looks like the 11 Roy Grande gets passed on the inside. He's going to go back single file. These 4 trucks do as you go to 1 and 2. And you see the lane choice, 3 on the bottom, 1 on the second to third groove. Driver preference here at Charlotte.
Dan West Jr. up in front, Kevin Smith, Jeff Stab now, Sean Brightsman, Devin West, top 5. There you saw a moment ago, Paulus and Grande and Newton in the top 10. Here comes now this battle heated up between Moore, Dennis Moore battling with, of course, Tyler King. That's 7th and 8th on the racetrack. Brett Johnson watches on as they go back into turn 2.
Back to this back straightaway here. Everyone's single file except for the guys way deep in the back there. About 5 seconds off the race leader's pace. As a 00, Kevin Smith is kind of starting to reel back in. Dan West Jr. He dropped back to a half a second. Now he's back to 0.21. So starting to close it in just a little bit. If you're going to be one of the fast trucks and try to lead the most laps early on, this is the time right now. Lap 14 to lap 20. This is where your truck's going to maybe fall back a little bit. And you're going to find it, realize that. And it's going to happen in a hurry. Once your tires fall off the Charlotte, you lose that grip. You're just backtracking the rest of the way throughout the whole field run. And so we might start to see some of these guys start to lose that ground that they thought they had early. That was to their advantage.
Dan West Jr. up in front leads the way. Kevin Smith is second. Jeff Stabnow watching these guys working through the corners, single file. No one popping out of line. Brightsman thought about it for a second, but then got right back in line. That's that team LSRTV battle tandem between Stabnow, Brightsman, and West. Third, fourth, and fifth as they come back through the quad oval.
Complete through there. 15 laps down in this event already. And we're starting to see these trucks stack up more and more. Even the top three have kind of been reeled in by the guys fourth on back, led by Brightsman. A little train of trucks with the 46, the 5, and the 25. Staying single file for the most part. This entire thing. Here we go. Here, probably lap 20, 21. You're going to see Sean Brightsman maybe crack his way into the podium, top three. Getting around the number 24 stab now. Unless he makes a stab at Kevin Smith, he's got just maybe a bumper's width between the 00 and himself here. As they go through 1 and 2, he's going to utilize the second and third groove. Gets a little loose there on corner exit. Still gets a nice drive off regardless. He's going to elect to, oh, there he goes. Goes for the inside there pass on Kevin Smith. It's so hard to pass in 3 and 4. He's doing a really good job, but to run the momentum off of turn 4. Still Kevin Smith, P2.
Frank Harris crashed on the opening lap of the race. He is behind the wall. He is already 16, 17 laps down, and now he's officially out of the race. So Frank Harris out here tonight. John Ottenbacher has gave us a couple of scares a couple of times in truck number 89 in 13th position, going on the track, off the track, and a couple of times actually. Right now, watching these guys battle. This is, of course, behind Stab now. Watch now, Brightsman. Brightsman up high. Opens the door to the inside to Devin West. Now, Ryan Bloom powers in. So does Dennis Moore. Tyler King, Win Racing coming through off 2.
Man, Brightsman, a wicked loose off of turn 4. Could not get the thing settled down to almost turn 1. He lost the spot to Devin West. Ryan Bloom now passes him. Even the 44, Dennis Moore looking to the inside in turn 3 and 4. Going to be almost door to door here off the corner exit. Brightsman, just that truck lost the handling in that one lap. The tires got a little upset. He's got to take a couple laps to reel that thing back in to make it comfortable again. But he didn't lose. Ooh, he's wicked loose once more. This 46 might be dropping back in a hurry.
All stacked up in a tandem as they go back into the corner into turn number 3.
Look at him.
Dennis
So
Moore
yacht
shot.
out there,
Brightsman
man.
sideways, boy. Wow, what a save for the 46.
Wesley, he's driving on ice, man. That thing for 2 laps now, just drifting it around these corners. He needs to shift his lane up maybe to the 3rd or 4th groove to find that little extra grip to keep him steady, because right now the bottom is not his friend.
And somehow kept it going in forward momentum. There's Devin West blinking again. We saw it happen to his father leading Dan West Jr. Now Devin having that issue alongside his teammate, Jeff Stabnow. Sean Brightsman has lost the pack, guys. He's fell back to 9th and 10th. He's lost his teammates here in front of him as they go back into turn 1.
Look at the lane choice. These guys are starting to scatter out 22 laps into this event. A lot of side-by-side action here. The 24 trying to clear Ryan Bloom.
Jeremy,
Ryan
could
is
these
doing a great
guys
job here.
Jeremy, could these guys use up, like Sean Brightsman, could he have used up his tires that fast 20 laps into the race?
Absolutely. Between lap 15 and 20, you know or not if your tires are done. And so we're seeing Kevin Smith starting to fall back. Sean Brightsman, of course, he has lost a tremendous amount of time. Back 3 seconds in 10th place, who was just leading the charge in 4th place 5 laps prior. So, yeah, this is the moment for sure, and just a little bit past to where you know if you're done or not in those tires. And you're definitely seeing quite a few drivers lost all their handling.
Stabnow and Moore just bonsai'd almost off of one another just a moment ago. Now you've got Dan West Jr., Devin West 1 and 2, Kevin Smith back to 3rd. And we got a caution. Yellow flag out over the racetrack. Problems, it looks like position 17 and 18 in trouble. That is Chris Kynes and Christopher White. Yellow flag will fly. Here's a look at a replay of what happened. Maybe Dana Rogers got a piece of it also.
I think Dana Rogers, he dropped back, went right to pit road. So something happened with the 07 here. That fancy truck, we're looking at him right now, 3 and 4. Let's take a look, see what happened on him.
Just lost it.
Oh,
whoa.
No. Oh, God.
Man, what a hit for Dana Rogers.
I talked about it, though some of the wickedest wrecks happen on these quad ovals, and man, almost a 90-degree perpendicular smash to the outside wall. What a hit. I'm glad he's on the virtual world, because that would have not been good in the real world.
And Dana Rogers is out of it as he has crashed on the front straightaway, a single truck accident. All right, we're 25 laps coming to the line. Are they going to come to pit road, you think, Jeremy?
It's tough. It's super tough. You got to have to, though. I feel like most of the drivers will take their first
Survey
sets. They have
yes. Yeah.
2 more sets now. So you have to utilize those for over 100 laps. So if you get a caution in 20 more laps, you might want to tell your crew chief, hey, we're probably going to skip this time, but right now, everyone's doing it. I feel like you just have to.
Pace car on the racetrack by himself as the entire cavalry comes down pit road for service. 4 tires, fuel. Obviously, we saw the fall off for Kevin Smith for Win Racing. We saw the fall off for Sean Brightsman. Roy Grande overshoots his pit stop in the 11 truck. Here comes Dennis Moore off pit road. The race off pit road with Dan West Jr., son Devin, right there behind him, 1 and 2. Then it's Kevin Smith taking advantage of the pit stop to exit 3rd. Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore now your top 5. As we take a break, we're also approaching the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of network identification. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network, for the Northwest Racing Series playoffs.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
You know, we got people from Canada here tonight. We got people from Australia here tonight. Of course, all over the United States. They're here yearly for this event, and it just keeps getting bigger and better.
Talk about big races around the country. You know, folks talk about NASCAR races being huge events and, you know, dirt late model races and all these things being just massive events. Take a look at what you're doing right here. This truly is one of the most massive race events that you're going to find, and it happens right here in Texas, but nothing quite like this.
3, 2, 1. We are off and running at the Lone Star 600. Here we go. They head off into turn number 1.
There's every type of car, every type of racing incident, wrecks, anything that you want in racing you can find here for 3 hours every night.
Funnest time you'll ever have in watching a race will be right here at the Lone Star 600.
And of course, Race On will have coverage of that event, the Lone Star 600, one of the prestigious grassroots events in the Lone Star State every year in October. Welcome back to coverage. Jeremy Stanley, I'm Wesley Outland. We're getting ready for the restart here in Charlotte after our first caution of the race, working lap number 27 when they come back to the Geico, or actually the Toyota restart zone. Devin West, Kevin Smith right now on the front row as they get ready to come back in the box. Here you see them back to the line, and we are back to racing here with West, Smith, Dan West Jr., I think, has popped off. Something happened to the 55. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Back there, yeah. 16 spots down, currently in 18th. It looks like he's still, I don't know if he's on track right now, but that's no good. One of your fastest trucks tonight. Potentially out of this thing already. You saw Kevin Smith with a little bit of tire spin, and Ryan Bloom taking advantage of the issues going on. Goes from outside the top 5, now in P2 here on lap 28.
Remember, Dan West Jr. won the race off pit road in front of his son Devin, and then Dan West Jr. is now on pit road again. He's in 18th spot, 2 laps down to the back straightaway. Devin West now the leader. Remember, he missed last week at Phoenix along with Sean Brightsman, Jeremy. He's got to win this race, the defending champion, to try to move into the round of 12 after Charlotte tonight.
Gets himself a couple laps led. That's going to help him in the points. Now, can he hold on to this? His internet's been finicky at best. Let's see if he can manage the long run while having the fresh air on the nose of his truck. Down the back straightaway here to complete lap 30 on the front stretch, and they're kind of spacing out a little bit here, only in the top 3 within 1 second of your race leader. Imagine this is going to close in just like it did the first time, but they got the notes now. They know when the tires start to fall off. That's going to be important to keep a mental check on how you're running these corners.
Closing in on lap 31 when they come back to the line. It is Dan West Jr.'s son Devin now up in front. The defending champion of last year. Missed Phoenix. Had to do well here tonight at Charlotte. And he is up in front. There's the other driver that missed last week. That's Sean Brightsman. Battling now with Paulison and Daggett in the top 10. That goes on off too.
Side-by-side action down the back straightaway here. 58 Paulson. Looks like he's almost got 99 cleared. But just like that, with the fresh set of tires, Daggett's going to be able to take that momentarily side draft back to Steven. He's going to run him back into turn number 1. This might go on for another couple of laps here, but if you're Daggett, you might as well back it down, because all you're doing is you're, again, using up those tires a little too early, I think, to make this, like, you go back to what you said earlier, take the first 100 laps, use that for information. I think it's a little too hard to come up with the 99.
Caution there, starting it in the opening 30 laps of the race, and obviously they get everybody back at even Steven. One caution for this race. And I'll be honest, Charlotte is one of those tracks where, honestly, Jeremy, it could be a wreck fest, crash fest, if you will, or it could be one of those types of races where it is clean and green.
Yeah, I mean, we had the one caution, and so it very well, this could be a very, very long stretch of the race. When you get to the mid-race part of it, it's the mid-race lull is what I call it, and that's just people are, not going at it. They're not antsy anymore. They're 30, 40, 50 laps in. They don't have to be excited, not until the last 20 or 30. But look at the pressure here from Ryan Bloom to the 5 of Devin West, all up on the back bumper, getting to turn number 1, releases him, gets about 2 trunk length separation there. That's just to put a little bit of air on the nose so he doesn't slide up in turn 2. But looks like Ryan's got a little bit of a stronger truck compared to the 5, but he's been here. He's been following the 5 all race long. I think he finally wants to get around him and do something with the race lead.
Devin West to Ryan Bloom, 1 and 2. Lap 35. This is for the lead as it goes on into turn 1. Bloom's after him.
On the attack here, Kevin Smith running right up against the wall there in the third lane. Gets a great launch off of turn 2, runs down the 25. About 1 truck length separates those. Now we got a 3 truck race here, all within just a few truck lengths from one another.
And Win Racing 2 for 1 now, going after the Team LSRTV 5 of Devin West. That battle for the lead heats up. Charles Wooten has got some information for us as we are approaching 40 laps into the run so far. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, this is purely speculation. We're going off here. But have you noticed whether we don't know if Dan West Jr. disconnected or lost connection, but since he has been out, his son's connection has actually improved.
And you know what, though? And let me say this. That's not a bad thing, because here's the deal. Dan West Jr. and his son are probably at the same location in Shelton, Washington. Jeremy and Charles, good point. Dan West Jr. won 2 weeks ago at Phoenix. He's in the round of 12. He could skip the next 2 races if he wanted to, honestly, guys, and transfer in to the next round whenever it kicks off, I believe, whenever we're back in action for the round of 12, and that will be actually at the Milwaukee Mile on September 30th. So with that being said, Jeremy, he could have disconnected and said, have at it, son, and see how it has improved. Great observation by Charles there, mentioning that Devin West is now the man up in front in the 5.
You know, I didn't think about that perspective, but absolutely true. If the 5 is cleared up, I've not seen a single blink from the number 5 since the 55 has backed out of this race. So playing a little bit of teamwork from at the house there from the West. So kind of cool to see it. He can afford it. You said it. He definitely can afford it. Does not have to show up next week, and they're okay. So now all the focus set on the number 5 getting in.
Already in the next round, the 55 of Dan West Jr., now son Devin West and Sean Brightsman, the 5 and the 46, missed 2 weeks ago at Phoenix. They knew they either had to come out and win or be very consistent and have a solid podium finish. Right now, Ryan Bloom setting his sights on the 5 as Dan West Jr. has exited the race. It is now official. He is out. Ryan Bloom now, winner back in May at Worldwide Technology Raceway. That's how long it's been since Ryan Bloom got his one and only win this year. He is now the guy trying to run down Devin West for the lead in turn 1 there.
He is so close to getting that nose to the inside. He's been lurking now for the past 5 or 6 laps. Looks like Kevin Smith, the first run, he fell off a little bit into that run. He's doing the same thing. He's backed it down to 3/10 now under attack by Dennis Moore in that 44 truck in 3 and 4, just about a 1 truck length gap. Ryan a little bit more cautious this time around, not up against the back bumper like we've seen on the 5. And this is tough. If you don't feel comfortable running that second or third groove, and you're stuck to the bottom, you have the dirty air, you don't have the clean air to get you that extra downforce. And here's the pass for the 3rd place spot. Dennis Moore trying to make the pass happen. Great effort through 3. He's going to stick it well off of 4 here, and he's going to get this spot.
Couple of teammates for Win Racing right there alongside one another. Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith. Now they set their sights on the top 2 of Ryan Bloom and Devin West as we hit lap number 45 when they come to the line this time by. Top 10 as it stands. Devin West is in the lead. Ryan Bloom 2nd. There's that battle between Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith for 3rd and 4th. Jeff Stab now watches on in the top 5 as well. He's got a battle now with Tyler King in 6th. Paul Newton, Brent Johnson, Sean Brightsman, Troy Daggett. Top 10 right now. 4. Make it 5 Chevrolets, 3 Fords, and 2 Toyota's. Jeremy Stanley right now in the top 10 for the manufacturers.
Look at this battle right here on track. 21, Tyler King. Just like we saw Ryan Bloom and Devin West just all on the back bumper, trying to make a mistake possibly, but he's doing something different than what 25 is doing. He's running that 2nd to 3rd groove, putting the fresh air, getting a little bit of downforce on the nose of that thing, trying to get this truck to rotate. But it's still not enough right now. Jeff Stabnow doing a great job holding on to the final spot in the top 5, 47 laps in. A little bit of looseness from the 27 of Paul Newton off of turn 2.
Stab now under attack by Tyler King. King on the bottom of the racetrack, almost below the line. Stab now sideways, saves the truck. Under attack is Tyler King, down to the bottom, and they're going to go stride for stride for that spot into turn number 1, Jeremy.
And the 21, Tyler King is, well, I thought he was going to, but Jeff back on the attack. Look at that, recovered very well. Going to reclaim 5th place. Just like that, they're in the same exact formation as they were 1 lap ago. Let's see if Jeff does not get loose off of turn 4 this time. They almost cost him the first time, but not this time. He's going to have a much cleaner exit off of turn 4.
Not done yet. Back into 1. Look at this now battle. Heating up in the back. That's Troy Daggett, Stephen Paulison, one of the playoff drivers in the 58. Daggett just missed making the playoffs. Brian Barnes in the 4. That's the Popsicle Machine in 13th. He's in the playoffs. He's a former Cup Series champion of the Northwest. All of this going on for position as they work off turn 4. Sideways, Daggett again. Had to get on the binders to miss Paulison, and Paulison in that Ford Performance Machine will set his sights now on Tidrick for 10th in turn 1.
And Troy Daggett looking a lot like the 07 Dana Rogers. I thought maybe he was going to cross back up and slam the outside wall, but he saved it that time for the 99. Still up 5 positions from his posted qualifying position. So he's doing a little bit of work, but our truck needs a lot more work to get that thing top 10 worthy. With a nice little group of trucks here. 4 trucks all nose to tail here. Much of this race single file, but it's kind of been proven it's tough to pass here, Charlotte, so far tonight.
Under 84 laps to go. Lap 67 is halfway as again Daggett sideways off 2. Save that 99 truck. And in doing so, now Tidrick gets company up on the high side. The Monster Energy Chevrolet. Here comes the Ford. Stephen Paulison on the bottom. He can't clear him yet off 4. Battle for 6 now going on between Newton and King as they go back into turn 2.
These trucks are starting to close in a little bit here, Wesley. We're going to see a nice little battle for 5th on back. As Jeff Stebb now has the clean air. Paul, he pushed big time in turn 3, overdrove the entrance, had to back it down there. So did the number 7, Johnson. Brett Johnson just lost a ton of time off a turn 4 exit, looking right at the nose of the 46 Price Smith. But here we go, Stab now to the top. Paul's going to take a look, not going to be able to do it, a little loose, tail happy there on the 27. And it's going to be very tough to make that pass when your truck's a little bit loose on the bottom.
And you know what? Here's something to think about too, Jeremy. Lap 25 was the last time everybody came down pit road. Well, guess what that's been? It's now been over 25 laps. And you can really see now these trucks, these tires can probably handle about a long 20-lap green flag run, 20-plus laps. And then the handling and the tires go away on these trucks. You're seeing so many of them now getting loose, fighting to save their trucks around the racetrack.
Yeah, it is definitely much different scene than the start of this race. A lot of trucks that we've seen massive loose. 99, Troy Daggett specifically. The 27, he just almost looks like every other lap. He's getting loose on the bottom center of these corners, and right there he touches the apron. I've seen that quite a few times too. Trying to prematurely get into the corner, bumps it and slides up the track, and it's costing him a ton of time over the 24 here. Here comes the number 7, Brett Johnson, looked underneath the 21 of Tyler King. This is going to be a battle for 7th place. We're still focused here on the 22. There's the 7, almost cleared. He's going to get the nose on him at the line this time here to complete lap 56. I think he's a decent chance getting turn 1.
And there's Brightsman, by the way. Brightsman fell back to 9th. And if you remember, he's kind of been in a stalemate, stuck there after he lost ground with the front runners before that first caution came out when we started seeing the green flag pit stops happening. Devin West, Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith, Paul Newton, your top 5. There you see now again Stabnow, Johnson, King, Breitzman. That's what we're watching on the monitor for 8th and 9th. And now Stephen Paulison in your top 10 as we're about 10 laps away, Jeremy, to the halfway mark of this race in Charlotte.
We're getting pretty close to that mark here. And you can see what the tire wear does to Charlotte. If you're just looking at the pylon right now, your top 10 separated 7 seconds amongst one another. See a little battle here from the Ford, the 72. Ryan Barnes gonna make the pass happen over BJ there. It's gonna play
That's
lap
for 11th and 12th.
That is absolutely true there. Ryan Bloom starting to fall back a little bit. So Devin West, clear as day to me. That 5 truck has the long run setup underneath him. You see the gap there. Ryan just unable to maintain the pace of the number 5, who's looking to get himself into this playoff virtue of a win right now outside of the top 12 by 23 points.
And Jeremy, I know we've had one caution flag so far to halt the race. By the way, real quickly, let's take a look at the race summary. And we got another caution. Yellow flag is out. Trouble. Caution on the speedway. Second one of the night. I think it's Tidrick. No, it's Paulison. Stephen Paulison in trouble in 58.
See it happen on my angle here. We'll take a look at the replay. Yeah, here we go.
So much for that idea. So much for that idea. I was about to say they've been running. They're approaching 100 miles, the halfway mark of this race, and they've done it in less than over 30 minutes. Very impressed with it. But of course, now we have our second caution of the race now on lap number 60. And there is it Paul Newton that might have had a problem? The 27. Let's see, Paul Newton.
Cut back here in the replay to see. Oh, just
there it is. Wow.
Real quick, right in front of Stabnow. Heavy impact to the left front there. I think Stabnow's okay. The 27 just obliterated the left front of that truck in, so that's going to be.
And you know everybody's pitting, Jeremy. And Jeremy, you know everybody's pitting. It's deja vu like lap 25. Here comes the entire cavalry on the pit lane looking for 4 new fresh sides of rubber, and they're thirsty for fuel.
Yeah, this race is being split in quarters. We had a caution on lap 26. We got another one here on lap 59. And so we're halfway. They have one more set of tires, so if they get another caution break around lap 90, they're going to be setting their way off to the end. Just hopefully you don't get that last minute caution, or else the people who try to save their tires might have an advantage. But yep, everyone on pit road one more time here for full tank of virtual Sunoco fuel and 4 virtual Goodyears on the trucks.
And 7 laps shy of halfway as we also approach 74 laps to go. Halfway is upon us. Quick break. We're back with more from Charlotte. The playoffs for the Northwest Racing Series, LSRTV and CRN.
Why do you think car counts are down across the board? This notable driver, who's very accomplished, says, too many big shows back to back to back. It costs me $200 minimum a night to run one of my race cars. The King of the Hill has never had less than 100 factory stocks at that event in its 10-year history. Can Dalton Faulkner finally win the King of the Hill? He showed that he's had the fastest car, but he has not had the fastest car on the 50-lap main event on Saturday night.
I-37 Speedway has gone out on a limb, a Wednesday night race. And I've been scratching this. I love it.
Working lap number 62 when they come to the line. Halfway is approaching as well. Welcome back to our coverage. Jeremy Stanley, I'm Wesley Outland. Jeremy, couple of cautions. Not a lot of calamity, a lot of good racing so far. It's been, in my opinion, a pretty quiet 100 miles. What do you think the second half will entail, my friend?
Exactly the same thing. That's my vote there. We're going to see the breakout, a couple fast trucks. We're going to see a lot of...
It's in the third position, so let's set up your top 10 for you as we get ready to go back to the Geico restart zone and come back to green on lap number 63. Overall, halfway approaching in another handful of laps, and 71 to go at the green. Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, row 1. Brightsman, Bloom, row 2. King and Paulison, row 3. Tidrick, Johnson, Daggett, Grande, top 10. Back inside the Geico restart zone, and the green flag flies. What another great launch for Devin West. Another flawless restart. He's got friends behind him as they go back into turn 1, Jeremy, up the banking.
Right. Teal-colored 46, Sean Brightsman, P2. Making some moves here on this restart. Great launch over the 24 as he drops back to 4th, losing 2 spots. Started P2 just on the outside of the number 5. He's going to file in right behind Devin West. Let's see what the 46 can do with some fresh air. And also Tyler King, first time we see him as well in the top 3 podiums position.
Another lap. Back straightaway, Brightsman now showing his strengths. These are 2 drivers that again missed Phoenix 2 weeks ago. They've got to do well to make a run for the championship, to move into the round of 12. Brightsman now, company, Stab now, boss man on the outside. Here comes King now wanting to get in the battle as they work into turn 1.
Single file, everyone is so far on this restart. A few laps into it. A lot of stable trucks right now, but there's some gaps there between 5th and 6th. Already over a half a second separates those 2 sets of trucks. So right now they're doing the nice, easy thing, staying in formation. This is what I expect about midway in the race. You're just gonna hang on for a little bit, and you just keep watching though. We're gonna see those 25 and some others shift some positions to get back to the podium.
Devin West up in front. Jeff Stabnow in second. Brightsman third. There is King, and there is Bloom behind him. There's your top 5. Even though they're a single file, we're halfway home. 67 down and 67 to go. 100 miles in the books here in Charlotte. They're back at 1.
There's a great view through 1 and 2 there. Single file still. 4.5 laps from the restart. Oh, 1 truck deep into the infield wall. I'm not sure who that was at the moment. Maybe Dennis Moore in the 44. He's falling down the pylon real quick. Issues. You see the left front gone. One of the top 5 trucks here tonight. Issues halfway in this race.
Dennis Moore. Something going on with the Win Racing number 44. His truck on the pit lane. He is out of it here in Charlotte. Boy, this is heartbreak for Win Racing right now, no doubt.
A lot of single
We still
truck
stay
wrecks.
green, though.
Yeah, staying green. The wreck happened off the racing surface. iRacing doesn't typically throw the cautions for those. Did a great job keeping it on the lower half of the track, though. But 44 night, it is done.
Thundering down the back straightaway. And now they'll funnel out into turn number 3. Everyone's still single file. No one is jumping out of line. Brightsman, Bloom right there, one behind the other. Paulison watches on as well. We're single file and they go back into the corner again into 1 and 2.
Single file here. Off corner exit. A lot less activity than what we've seen compared to the other 2 starts here tonight. So I think this is by design for a lot of these guys to just stay tucked in. But oh, look at this though. Devin West, we know he's got a fast truck on the long run. But can Jeff Stabnow get up there and lead a lap?
Stabnow trying to go after it. And by the way, Jeff Stabnow loves Charlotte. He's won here in the past. He's also won at the Roval here at Charlotte as well.
Tyler King
Place
put great pressure on the back bumper. He almost gets him a little loose. He's going to go to the outside, get some side draft. Going to put him door-to-door to turn number 1. As the action is now starting to pick up. They're done running single file. At least Tyler King is. Goes to the third lane. He's going to make this pass effort, I do believe, on... No, actually, Stabnow with a great launch on the inside, able to keep it to his quarter panel. And then checks up a little bit in the entrance, and there he goes. Tyler King to P2. And he's going to look once more for the race lead, try to make it our third lead change tonight.
Devin West inside, King up top. This is for the lead. Tyler King, excuse me, coming through, shuts the door on the 5. He got to get single file. Stabnow behind him. He's going to break in the line. Those are teammates now. Put Tyler King, Beaver State Racing, down to the lead, a former champion of the Northwest. Down into turn number 3 and 4, coming to the line. He is the new leader on lap number 74.
Third lead change here this evening on lap 74, and he is broken out 3+ tenths of a second over the number 5. And so he's got that fresh air, and that thing is a rocket ship at the moment. We've seen it from time and time again. If you go out there a little too early, you might be reeled back in. So now can the 21 take advantage and do something great with this run that he's got right now?
Lap 75 of 134. Closing in on 60 laps to go. Jeremy, I got a feeling if we get another caution, could it be around lap 90, 100, and then that could be the final pit stop of the race, you think? If we do get a caution, though?
Yeah, you have to take the tires, because if you bank on a late race caution and it doesn't fall, and you try to save that set for the end, you're going to be a sitting duck if it doesn't come out. You're going to lose so much ground. So if it does get broken in the fourths, and we do see it around lap 90 to 100, which that's where the complete handling is just gone for some of these guys, then yeah, you take those tires and you're just set up for the rest of the race. You do not conserve it.
And that's honestly, Jeremy, what I'm thinking, as we've seen between 25, 30 laps in the most recent caution since the start of the race. The tire fall off happens. The handling really changes on a lot of these trucks. They get really, really loose. Then they go back to the pits. They get 4 tires of fuel, and they're freed up. And then obviously they can go back another 30, 35 laps. I think maybe some guys are kind of saving this go around than what they were before. But I got a feeling if we have another caution come out here, that's going to really cause that money stop to take place. And again, if that doesn't happen, we could possibly see green flag pit stops become a deciding factor of this race as we approach lap 80 now.
I would love to see it at least one time. If they do make it the rest of the way without a caution, we're guaranteed 1 green flag pit stop. They have to not wreck, which it's all been single truck wrecks up to this point. So for the amount of grip that this track should have, these guys are using up their right rear way more than I expected. I'm seeing way more loose handling trucks than I am the tight side of things, especially off turn 2. Have not seen basically anyone pancake the side off the exit of that corner. So
I do. My puppy's beside me. I'm sorry. Stop! It's my buddy Chance. Yeah, he's beside me right now in the booth. Well, I mean, I didn't know if y'all could hear the squeaky toy or not. Shut up!
Midnight
He is literally, guys,
shenanigans here
he's
on
right
LSRTV.
beside me. Like, he's literally right beside me, okay? I think you're looking at the camera, Charles. You can see me look down
We
at
can
him,
tell.
right? Yeah, he's like literally right beside me. Look at this, Charles. Look, this is what you keep hearing right here. Listen, listen. There you go. There you see him, right? Oh, he's mad. Here, I'm gonna give it back to you. Here. He wants his toy back. He's got it back now. Okay. Back to the race.
Like you teased him.
Oh, lap 82 of 134. Tyler King. Hey, listen, I'm working and I'm babysitting, right? I don't want to put you in the dark room. Yes, he knows I'm talking about him, guys. His tail's just a waggling. Oh, down the back straightaway. Tyler King up in front. He leads the way here. And it counts the most. What a good job for him. Tyler King, Devin West, Jeff Stabnow going at it again, Jeremy. Charles, look at the camera, buddy.
Focus on the lead change here. And Devin West, the long run hero so far in this race, back to the point for the fourth lead change amongst four drivers here tonight. This will take place on lap 84 unless Tyler puts too much pressure, but nothing comes from that.
Tyler
5
King.
21. He's hanging it out, Wesley. His back in the past 5 laps has been sliding. Yes, here comes Stab now. Here comes Ryan Bloom on the attack just like that from first to fourth in 1 lap.
Tyler King about got some company from Jeff Stabnow. Somehow he saved it. Stabnow and King now get bunched up with Bloom and Brightsman. That's going on. And Devin West loves this now, Jeremy. He says, you guys going to do that? I'm going to pull away. And he's doing just that. Even though he's got his teammate stuck in that battle, he is gone in the 5 as they go back into turn 1. Caution! There it is! Caution on lap number 85!
Are you kidding?
Tendrick in the wall. BJ Tendrick slams the outside safer barrier. Tendrick has crashed. Caution out. This is the, I believe, the 3rd one of the night. BJ Tendrick crashed in the 72. Maybe Paul Newton might got a piece of it. We're being told possibly as well. A replay is coming and drivers are on pit road. BJ Tendrick.
Oh.
Is that Dennis Moore? Was that Dennis Moore?
I think so.
Was he airborne?
I think that. Here it is. Yep. We're going to take a look. Who got loose? Who made what? This might be our first multi-truck true wreck of the night. Oh, Dennis Moore.
Wow.
Oh,
wow. Whoa! Dennis Moore sideways on the pavement down the bank and in 3 and 4. I think Paul Newton got on the binders about got into Dennis Moore entering pit road. But guys, I'm telling you, Jeremy, this is the money stop right here, dude. I really think it. I think this could be the money stop of the race right here. Everybody's coming down to pit road. Or are they?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Devin West did not.
God.
It's a split decision.
For the top 6 or 10, yeah, it's a split decision. These guys that are staying out are banking on 1 more caution, which we had gone we've gone 45 laps on a green flag run, and from here to the finish it's 45. So this is risky. One of the best trucks right now in contention, or if there's no more cautions, I don't think Devin West is going to be able to hang tight. So tough call. It's very tough. We talked about it. We just agreed, I think, that we take the tires. But these guys right now, the 21, 25, 7, and the 11, all 5 of these said, nope, we're banking on 1 more caution. We'll come down next time.
Devin West, Tyler King, Ryan Bloom, Brett Johnson, and Roy Grande are the 5 drivers that decided not to pit on lap number 87. Quick break. We're closing in on under 50 to go at Charlotte, the playoffs, the Northwest Truck Series. This is LSRTV and CRN.
Drag race to the line.
We're back at Charlotte, and we are approaching lap number 90. Devin West, Tyler King, Ryan Bloom, Brett Johnson, your top 5 along with Roy Grande. Jeremy, they did not pit.
Yep, this is going to be interesting. Kevin Smith, your first truck with 4 fresh tires, at least 2. I don't have the report if he took 2 or 4, but man, oh man, these top 5 sitting ducks for the guys that are behind him with at least 2 sets of Goodyears. So you're not gonna really see it take off on the first couple laps. It's gonna be lap 3 to 5 is really you're gonna see the 00, the 46, the 99. Those guys are going to truck through the field after the tires go back up to temps.
All right, we'll try this again. We'll get ready for a restart. Devin West, Tyler King on the front row. Ryan Bloom, Brett Johnson right there in row 2. Roy Grande, remember those 5 drivers? They did not pit. Everyone else did, including Kevin Smith, Sean Breitzman, Troy Daggett, Christopher White, Stephen Paulison. At least those drivers in the top 10 have got 4 new sides of fresh tires and filled up the tank.
We're going to see the pace car dip down here. Restart happening on lap 91. Devin West, Tyler King is your front row on this restart. In the Geico restart zone, and bam, we're back underneath green flag. The number 5 did not get the launch like he did last time over the 21. They're going to single file top 3. Roy Grande trying to put himself in the 4th one because he goes to the inside here, trying to make the pass over the 7.
44 to go. Quickly approaching lap 100. Remember, this race will go to lap number 134, 200 miles. There is 3 attempts at overtime if need be. That hangs in the balance right now. It is LSRTV and Win Racing. Beaver State right there, the dark horse, patiently in 3rd. Right now, going at it. 3 different manufacturers, 3 different teams going in turn 1.
Pretty decent restart here. A little more action than we saw in the last one. A lot more side-by-side going on. Ryan Bloom once more finding himself directly behind Devin West. Maybe he can take advantage. But you see the 46. Remember, he's one of the faster, the guys with the 4 fresh virtual Goodyears driving through the field real quick. Back to P3 already. And so I'm really curious to see where the next few laps take the number 5, Devin West. Will he hang on Or will he fall back eventually?
West, Bloom, Brightsman. There is Brightsman on the inside going at it with Brian Bloom. Here we go for that second spot. Sean Brightsman, remember, he struggled. Man, he had some problems at the beginning of this race. But when it counts the most here now, Jeremy, his truck 46 shining brightly. And remember, how about it, these two drivers, Devin West, Sean Brightsman, they knew they needed to have a decent finish to advance into the next round for the round of 16 to the round of 12. And they're right now 1 and 2 on the racetrack doing just that. If you can't win, you got to be consistent for the finish.
That's exactly right. You only have 3 races per round. Not much room for any mistakes to be had. Look at this little group of trucks here, though. The 58, Paulison, 3 wide here through turns 1 and 2. They quickly go back to 2 wide, stab down, backs it down.
Obos, Johnson, sideways. There goes Grande up the hill. Paulison on the inside. Here comes now Stabdown. And they come piling in, carrying all that momentum to the inside. It is now West in the top spot. Brightsman, Bloom, and here's this big battle for fourth on back into the corner into 1 and 2, Jeremy.
21, Tyler King losing all the handling. Trying to stay out on those tires. And he's back already to 6th place, second and a half from your race leader, Devin West. He's got the 7. Mr. Johnson looking to close that gap relatively quick. But you see just how bad the Roy Grande in the 11, he's dropped back 3 spots. Tyler King's dropped back 5. Those guys, actually, Sean Brightsman actually took over the race lead over the number 5 as we were talking there this past lap. Let's mark that your 5th lead change amongst 5 drivers.
We are approaching lap 100. Lap 97 at the line this time by. Sean Brightsman getting around Devin West, his teammate. The 46 is now the new leader. Originally from Puyallup, Washington, now from Tucson, Arizona. A former Cup Series champion. And now that 46 puts himself into the top spot now. Devin West falling back to second, maybe more. Devin West losing spots now. Just got passed by Paulison and his teammate Stab now as we approach lap 100.
If we go another 5-10 laps and then we see a caution, the 5 will come down pit road and he'll make up all this ground plus some. Guarantee that, but he's banking on the caution right now. Brightsman, another one of those drivers. If it wasn't going to be the 5, it's going to be the 46 that are outside. And these guys have been 2 of the strongest guys all year round. So it'd be kind of crazy to see both of them drop out of the playoffs for the round of 12. But Brightsman looking to go win it or in it right now.
35 laps to go. It'll be 34 remaining when they come to the line. It'll be lap 100 on the board. Sean Brightsman up in front. There he is at second. Jeff Stabdown. Paulison now to third. There are 1, 2, and 3. West now falls back to fourth. Audenbacher fifth. Got to be wondering, Jeremy, if Devin West is kicking himself for not pitting on lap 87 when everyone else did. And this is the punishment for it.
Only time will tell. He thought it through, and based off the law of averages, we're looking at one more caution. But every time there's a caution, there's one less driver on the track, right? So we got 5 out of this race, 15 right now currently actively racing in this race. But it's tough, man. You win it or lose it on these strategies. And if this race goes the way I'm thinking, this might be the bad call for the 5.
And by the way, something we haven't done tonight, Charles, let's take a look at the Virginia811.com race summary. As it has been a fairly quiet night, but now it starts to pick up. 3 caution flags in total here this evening for a total of 10 caution flags. So of 92 green flag laps, 10 under caution on lap 102. Then there's been 9 lead changes, and we're about to have maybe lead change number 10 as Stab now is on the back door of his teammate, Sean Reitzman, working off turn 4.
Can we have our 6th different leader here with the 24 looking to the outside, going to utilize a little side draft here to complete lap 103. He's at the quarter panel, he's at the door. He's in the preferred groove here to make the pass happen off of turn 2. And so close to being cleared. There we go.
Wow. There he
Reitzman
goes.
back to P2. Stab now to the point on lap 104.
And Jeff Stab now, as we mentioned, has done well in Charlotte in the past. He pitted on lap number 89. The Billings, Montana driver, a former champion, the all-time career starter of this series is Sean Reitzman. You want to do the math? Tonight, stat-wise, Sean Reitzman in his career, this is career start. Once it updates for me, stand by. Career start number 447 this evening. He's on the run for his 42nd career win. He won his 41st in Daytona back when the season started for the Northwest. A multi-time winner. 174 top 5s, 281 top 10s. The Pied Piper of the Northwest, and the number 24, Jeremy, back up in front again with under 30 laps to go now.
Under 30 to go. And remember, you got to still take care of the stuff. We're getting to the very end of this race. And that doesn't mean you go for the short run. You still have to really manage that tire wear. And so don't get too excited just yet if you're the 46 who's looking at a race win potentially. Don't go for it now if you know you can't do it on the back half of this run.
Stab now up in front, working now back off turn 4, heading to the quad oval. Reitzman right there in tow. The interval now is just about 15. 0.14 seconds back. Working now. Look at Audenbacher. What a drive for Audenbacher. I know he's not in the playoffs, if you will, Jeremy, but he is a teammate for Team LSRTV. And right now, John Audenbacher having a flawless run here tonight in that green LSRTV CRN number 89 machine, also from Billings, Montana.
Which is crazy to me. He was a lap down earlier in this race, chilling far in the back. And then all of a sudden you get the cautions, he lines himself up for strategy, and here he is inside the top 5. Only 1 second separates himself. And there's, the 23. Very slow there on the apron off of turn 2. Let's see, I think that's Christopher White there in the 23. There he is. Don't see any damage there, Wesley. Curious to know what happened to him.
Another one of them playoff drivers. He's changed his number, by the way, for the playoffs. Usually in the 55 or the 83. Now he's in the 23, and Christopher White spins off of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Problems for Chris White. And correction, actually, we're watching a replay of what just happened to him, so there's no caution, though. We still stay green. No yellow flag.
No yellow flag, and that was exactly what the number 5 of Devin West, who's now in 7th place.
He needed it.
That's what he was screaming for. Absolutely, he was needing it. The 21 was needing it. Clear as day. We're seeing those even 2 or 4 tires being much. Oh, the 00, Kevin West.
Caution, there it is. Caution's out.
And the law of averages are going to work to the favor of the 5, the 21, and everybody else who stayed out. And Kevin was one of the guys who did stay out too, right? So he definitely needed those set of tires.
Here's a replay. I think it's Roy Grande and Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith with a problem. He's in pit road now. Whenever he pits Roy Grande, let's see what happened to the 11. What did he do? I want to say it's Kevin Smith, guys. I think Kevin Smith is the one that crashed. And there it is. There it is. Kevin Smith, as Roy Grande was coming to pit road. Kevin Smith, the 00 Win Racing entry. And here's why we're under yellow flag as we also get ready for pit stops. And I got a feeling, you know what? I know Stab now might be leading. He last pitted on lap 89, but I got a feeling you're about to see everybody, Jeremy Stanley, get back in sync as here comes off turn 2. Kevin Smith spinning down at the bottom of the apron, back into the racetrack, sideways, fishtails the truck again, down the back straightaway, and that's what triggered the caution for the 00 of the Walla Washington driver. But I got a feeling everybody's pitting, but Stab now and Brightsman and Paulison and Kynes have not pitted. Everybody else did, though, Jason. Jeremy.
Hey, all good there, all good. It's been a minute for that, but there goes the 23 on the wave around. What a clean spin by Kevin Smith there to go left, right, do a nice 360 loop at the end of it, not touch a darn thing. It's
no
very
damage.
Clean there to keep the truck. That's very good. Just put his last set of tires on, and he's set now for the rest of this race. Now we're going to see the flip-flop side of things. We're going to see the 24, 46, 58. They're going to be battling once more with the 21, with the number 5. So this will be fun to watch them drive back through the field and get back to the spots where they were about 20 to 30 laps ago.
21 laps to go when they come back to the line. Stab now, Brightsman, Paulison, Kynes, Audenbacher, your top 5. The last time we saw anybody pit was lap 112. Audenbacher pitted at lap 112. Everyone else now on lap 89 and 87 pitted. Jeff Stab now up in front. Quick break, our final commercial. We'll also pause for 10 seconds of network identification on CRN. This is the playoffs of the Northwest Racing Series.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Come on.
It's got to be 12 o'clock, right? So that means it's beer time.
Gather around, people, for that little sideshow about the dinosaurs here.
This is one hell of a roll cage. Come 9,000 miles to wreck each other.
Now, I don't have Hobo Stab insurance. Funny idea at first that somehow we're sitting here in Australia with a couple of wrecked race cars, drinking beer and laughing about it.
Like this? Are they edible? I think I f***ed up.
$20 laps to go now here. Well, here at Charlotte. Lights off on the pace car. Getting ready for the restart. And honestly, Jeremy, I gotta wonder if now these new guys that pitted are gonna soar to the front behind John Audenbacher, because now you've got guys like Stabnow, Brightsman, Paulison. Their experience, their prowess is gonna have to come to use here, because they're now the guys on used tires. Not bad, but they are used up.
It's going to be fun to watch, even with a 10-lap difference. It's going to be clear as day here in the next 5 laps of where the advantage is. And I expect 5 to 21, they're going to be back to the front. How long? That'll be the question. Can they make the passes quickly? Can they do it efficiently without trying to overdo the tires.
And how aggressive is these restarts going to be as well. Yeah. I think you throw patience out the window. Yep, pace car drops onto pit lane. Here they come back into the Toyota Geico restart zone. Ready for a restart. 19 laps to go here in Charlotte. Almost spinning the tires was Paulison as Jeff Stabnow gets a great launch over the field. Paulison in 2, gets by Brightsman. They're up the banking. That's 20 degrees into turn 2. Now to the back straightaway. Oh boy, Stabnow's gone.
3 wide. Onbacher to the inside, going from 4th to 2nd potentially here. This could get fun. He said throw it out the window. There it is. Man, oh, he's lost.
Onbacher! Onbacher sideways, slams, spins, Johnson around, caution out with 18 to go.
Troy Daggett might have been tagged by Brett Johnson there, going through the tri-oval. Man, what a heavy impact to the 89 there, or 80. Yeah, 89.
Onbacher just lost it, man. Yeah, he lost it on his own. Look at this, he's stuck at 3 wide. And remember, Onbacher's got new fresh tires. Look at this.
Folsom University to the inside. FSU, man, whip, too much, not enough grip. Chaos here on the front stretch.
Ryan Bloom into Johnson. Johnson got spun on the tri-oval, or in the the quad oval. Onbacher, and by the way, what a save, Jeremy, by Sean Brightsman. He could have hit the wall pretty hard. Yeah.
Absolutely. Kind of his racing god's blessings, whatever you want to call it there. He barely escaped that one, but look who's behind him. The guy who started 6th or 7th on that last restart had to do basically no work. Now he's in the top 3. Only 2 trucks to pass with the best set of tires amongst these 3.
Jeff Stabnow, Sean Brightsman, Devin West, those drivers that we mentioned, needing to do well here tonight in Charlotte. They need to win to go to the next round. Right there in great position, 2nd and 3rd. And you know, Jeremy, look at Jeff Stabnow. Jeff Stabnow it hasn't been a bad year, but he's got 1 win, and it was at Daytona. And after that, it's been kind of up and down, roller coaster, more bad luck than good luck. And Jeff Stabnow, I think, is committing to coming to pit road. Or is he just kind of playing mind games with everybody? And he is. He's psyching everyone. He ain't pitting. Matter of fact, Roy Grande, Dennis Moore Roy Grande, Dennis Moore, the only 2 drivers that actually come down to pit road here. And they're a lap down or more.
So this restart will be fun. We saw the 0-0. He got his lap back. Kevin Smith, 14th when he restarts this race. We got 2 laps to go, so 14-lap shootout here. My picks for the 5, but man, as a 46 and 21, if we can get a good long rest of the way, green flag run, we're going to see a lot more chaos than what we just did on the last restart, the first couple laps in it.
Roy Grande now showing the first truck a lap down. Right now in 15th. So Kevin Smith did get the wave around. He's back on the lead lap, or the free pass. My apologies, the free pass. The bad luck is for Roy Grande. He could have went for the wave around, but the leaders did not pit, so therefore he can't do that. He can't advance a lap because the leaders stayed out. 15 laps to go when they come to the line. Lights should go off on the pace car. Oh, Jeremy, we're getting ready for a shootout here, man. I did not expect it to get as wild as it is here now. So many different strategies.
Man, it's going to get even more wild. Let me tell you, the long run or the semi-long run question out the window. It's all about the short run now. So you saw 3 wide. It caused a wreck. I would not be surprised if we saw at least one more effort for 3 wide before this thing's done.
And if you're a guy like Jeff Stabnow, honestly, Jeremy, you want to see another caution and another caution because that saves your tires. And in addition to that, it helps make the laps go by faster by running under caution at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, absolutely here. Pace lights are out, you see that. So we're all 2 by 2 by 2, stacking them up here potentially for the last time. I don't think this is the last restart of the race. We're going to get even more chaotic. So we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think when
we're
this
wrong.
green flag flies, Jeremy, I think when this green flag flies, man, we turned up the wick, and it's these guys are in stealth mode now, no doubt.
10-4 here, gonna wait for that pace car to drop down here. The 24, watch the tires spin. We've seen 1 or 2 drivers do it up to this point, notably Kevin Smith. Halfway in this race, he did it. Waiting for the Geico restart zone, which we are there now. Green flag is out here. This race is back underway. The 5 blinking here, but he's gonna take a quick look to the 46, try to put himself P2 as they file into turn number 1.
Back underway. Shootout time here at Charlotte. Anybody got anything for Jeff Stabnow? The answer is yes. Here comes Breitzman. Hooking up now with Devin West.
No.
And they're sideways. Paulison in the wall. Bloom has crashed. Chris Kine somehow scampers through. Crashing from the top to the bottom of the apron. Brian Barnes, Dana Rogers, all involved. The big one here at Charlotte, if you will, coming off turn 4 with 13 to go.
They got stacked up
Chris
on the back
Kines
straightaway.
into oh boy, look at this. It looked like Chris Kines got into Troy Daggett a little too rough in the corner there.
You're going to see him plow down to the bottom here. They're going to squeeze the gap right
Look at the
here.
99, cut off the 88. Look at that. Oh, man.
Oh, the 23 plows into there with the
Chris
number
White.
4 as well. Heavy impact for the 58 too.
Several playoff contenders involved in this one. Drivers involved include Chris Kines, Christopher White, Stephen Paulison, Brian Barnes, Roy Grande, and Dana Rogers, all involved in this multi-truck accident now. 12 laps to go here at Charlotte. Devin West, by the way, the new leader.
Fresh set of tires and the race leader. This thing is all she wrote for the rest of the field. Devin just has to keep it underneath him, and he is advancing to the round of 12 here. Now the question is second on back. The 24 and 46 able to hold their ground because of the cautions. Fourth place, Tyler King, the 21. He's got fresh tires, so he can make a quick pass on these 2 guys in front of him.
Devin West, last pitted on lap 112. Everyone else pitted on lap 89 with Stabnow. Lap 87 for Sean Breitzman, Tyler King, and Troy Daggett. Lap 112. Troy Daggett, part of the accident. I think he was able to pull away, so he's still in 5th. Chris Kines, part of the accident. He pitted on lap 87. And everyone else on lap 87 or lap 112. Maybe 11 drivers, Jeremy, maybe 12 if you count Ryan Bloom, have a shot to win this thing. That's it. There's only, because everyone else is either a lap down or more out of the race.
Almost half the field at this point. There's a huge drop there. The last 2 wrecks, multi-truck wrecks. And And that basically is going to KO some of those guys from getting all their required repairs in and being competitive. Is the pace car light still on? 2 laps to go. This will be a 9-lap shootout. Not for first place, but I think it's going to be second on back. Who can massage their way up into the top 3 and talk to us? Who can try to get some points? We're about to find out. It's going to be yet another chaotic restart.
That's exactly right. It'll be 10 laps to go, and maybe even longer because the lights are still on the pace car. So with 10 to go, they might get the 1 to go, and then they got to come back around and take the green at 9 to go. And we don't know how longer this caution's going to last as well. By the way, don't forget, next week, final round in the round of 16, it will be at virtual Kentucky Speedway. That's a track that it's a 1.5 miles like Charlotte, obviously, but Jeremy, it's configured so differently, and you race it so differently as well. A lot of people say Atlanta, Texas, old Atlanta, mind you, not the super speedway Atlanta, but Atlanta, Texas, Charlotte, they're kind of unison. They're kind of the same way. Kentucky, even though it's a 1.5 miles, that track has its own mind, its own configuration. It will be a wild race to determine who will be the 12 drivers that'll battle for the next round of the championship. The Makers Mark 201. I'm sorry, I was looking at the schedule, Jeremy. The Makers Mark 201 next Monday night, Kentucky Speedway, another 200 miles. And we are going to green, Jeremy, next time by. Lights are off on the pace car. Restart with 9 to go.
We're going to see this 5 have an excellent restart. The 24's got the managed tire spin, so does the 46. Who's going to push it 3 wide to try to move up? I still don't think we're done. It might be really close, but I think we're going to have one more caution to settle this thing out. These guys are trying everything. It's playoff energy now. It's not just regular season, so there's a little extra on the line here to get your green spoilers up as far as you can. Check the flag flies.
Speaking of race summary, let's take a look at it one more time. Presented by Virginia811.com. Bottom left of the monitor, the race summary as it stands right now with under 10 remaining.
And we got the line here. Pace car coming down. This is it. Will this be the last one? 5's gonna have a great restart.
Needs to get a good launch. Brightsman gave a nice push to the 5. The opposite did not happen for Tyler King to Stabnow. Stabnow's got to do it on his own.
No,
right now he's hung out to dry.
89 John
Onenbacher just as fast as the green flag fell. Wow,
That's
John
it, 2 trucks
Onenbacher in another truck. Yes, sir. Onenbacher and Roy Grande involved in an incident. Maybe Christopher White as well. Another caution on the restart in turn number 1. Coming to the green flag restart, Jeremy. Now we have another shootout coming up. Another caution, actually.
Yeah, rack them and stack them again, but here we go. Green flag flies. Something happened real quick in a hurry. I'm not sure where. Oh, okay. Ryan Bloom just says good night to Paulison. And John Onenbacher. Oh, and Roy Grande clipped at the very last moment there. Interesting.
Christopher White got a piece of something. I think he might have got into Paulison there. And all the while, that's what put us under caution yet again. 8, now make it 7 laps to go. Team LSRTV up in the front. And for Jeff Stabnow, he is in a predicament. He needs to win. He needs to advance to the next round. Devin West, Sean Brightsman, we know they missed round 1. They need a win as well. All of these guys, only one's going to be on top when it's all said and done. And it is a dilemma, if you will, if you're Team LSRTV right now, who you want to be up there to get it done. Because all these guys want to be competitive and win, Jeremy.
This 5 truck rather. clear as day of the pick to get him into the victory lane. But that's just for him, right? For everybody else, maybe you don't want one of the best drivers in the league in 2024 to advance to the next round. Maybe there's a final way to knock them down, try to minimize where they can. This is what makes the playoffs so much fun. Different factors involved, including team strategy. And so we're going to see a little bit more of it here when we go back to green flag, which should be around 4 or 5 to go.
Devin West, Sean Breitzman, Jeff Stabnow, Tyler King, Troy Daggett, top 5. I think we'll be coming back around at least to the 1 to go this time by. There is still plenty of laps left in the race before overtime happens. Real quickly, Charles, if we can, let's see the race summary presented by Virginia811.com. And there it is. 7 cautions. And I got a feeling, Jeremy, those last 5 cautions have happened consecutively since probably lap number 90 up till now. And the lights are still on the pace car, meaning that they're going to come back around and get 5 to go. So that might be the choose and the 1 to go indication. So it could be a 4-lap shootout, 6 miles to determine the finish of this race. And mind you, Jeremy, overtime still hangs in the balance. There is still 3 attempts at a green-white checker if need be, if they can't finish off of the original race distance.
They might want to gear up for that at this rate.
Right.
They just get more and more frequent. I mean, we saw it before they got to turn 1 this time. So, well, hopefully we don't get a repeat of that. At least get 1 lap in. But yeah, this could be one of those situations where we're going to utilize 1 or 2 of those green-white checkers that they have access to. Restart will happen. 4 laps to go in this race. The 5, if he can just do that restart again, he's going to put himself in prime time position for P1. But the 24, I think, did not get a good restart last time. You see the 46 scrubbing where he can, keeping a little temp in those tires. Doing everything they can to prep for yet another restart here at Charlotte.
Five laps to go at the line. The lights should go off on the pace car this time by, and they will. 4-lap shootout when we come back to green. This is only lap number 129 of 134, under 5 laps to go.
This should be a very, very, very exciting restart. It's going to be, that was pretty chaotic there to see a hook so quick before turn 1. Don't expect that. But I still expect a lot of 2 wide, some 3 wide, some beating and banging, trucks getting loose on the edge. Man, this is going to be a fun one. Stay tuned.
Did you say living on the edge? It feels like that, don't it? For these virtual edge for these guys here. Anything can happen as we get ready for a restart. Remember, we are still in the regular distance of this race, meaning that there can still be a chance at overtime. Devin West, Sean Breitzman on the front row. Stabnow, King, row 2. Daggett, Kynes, row 3. Johnson, Newton, row 4. Smith and Bloom. Throw Annenbacher and Barnes in the mix. Those dozen drivers are on the lead lap, and we go back to green. What a great launch for Stabnow to help West pull away. We're back underway. We're back to green. They're in turn 2, and Devin West easily out in front in the 5 there, Jeremy.
5 is long gone here. Tons of racing for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and only back in 10th plus some extras. side by side, second and third place. Tyler King going to try to swoop up and take it. He does. 46-24, really close to the for another on corner wrecks it. 46. Brightsman going to look to try to get to podium. Oh, as the 7 gets loose, Brett Johnson. He goes to the inside once more. 2.5 laps remaining.
Tyler King running down west. Can he get there? That's Team LSRTV and Beaver State Racing now. Tyler King, 2022 Northwest Truck Series champion. He's a playoff contender. And we're pulling away and we got a caution. Yellow flag is out. Kevin Smith has crashed. Troy Daggett is involved.
First overtime going to be set up here. Let's see what happened on the LSR TV replay.
Could not get to the finish of the race, and it's Troy Daggett.
But this time, could not find a way. And that ruined a really good race from the 46. Now back in 11th place. Don't know if he's 100% after repairs, but man. Heartbreak there for the 46.
Caution out. Boy, oh boy, what heartbreak. Sean Brightsman, he's now going to have to fight and rally his way to get back in this thing. We are getting ready for overtime. There goes Roy Grande. He's going to take the wave around now and get back on the lead lap. So now we have 12 drivers. Christopher White would be the first man a lap down now. And this is again, Jeremy, the first attempt at overtime. We could still go 2 more attempts after this one, the first of 3.
Yep, we really can. Definitely cycling into the first one. We're already about 1 lap away from meeting the scheduled distance, and then we got a few extra to go. Hopefully this is the last one that we see, but who knows at this rate? Things are still getting crazy out here. This is go time for sure. And don't have to worry about this 5 truck. This guy, freshest tires, he's going to be the fast one. Everybody else behind him, they're trying everything they can to maximize points before this thing's done.
Devin West, Tyler King, front row. Remember, next week, we're at Kentucky. We got to settle this one here in Charlotte first. Lights off, pace car? No. At least another lap under yellow flag here. Yeah.
3 miles for this pace car. Then we're going to go back to green flag. Extended cautions. I love when tracks don't do that. 3 or 4 laps is all you need. The virtual crews are out there cleaning the track once more. I suppose we'll get this extended caution.
So, Jeremy, my question to you is this. Can Devin West win this race? Can the 5 do what we said he had to do by missing last week's race at Phoenix? Has he put himself in a great spot, or do you feel like he is putting himself in the danger zone, if you will, right now? Bullseye's on the 5, no doubt.
They can't touch him on the restart. As long as he can clean the start, clear traffic, he's fine. There's no problem with the 5. He's going to be in the playoffs here at this rate. Now, if he doesn't time a restart, though, however, they have 1 set of corners to do anything with him before he's going to be setting sail. So, no, I think the 5 is perfect. What he's doing right now, put himself in a great contention. We questioned the call of not coming down that pit road on lap 90, but he proved us wrong. We've seen multiple cautions. He came down later, and he is just reaping the rewards right now for the number 5.
Lights off on the pace car. Field is getting ready for the restart. This is overtime number 1. The leader has to take the white flag. If they do not, we rack them, restack them, and go again if there's a caution. If the caution comes out on the third attempt before they take the white flag, then the field is frozen just like NASCAR to determine the finishing order. They'll go back, they'll look at video evidence to determine at time of caution where everybody was in position. However, remember, in overtime 1, 2, or 3, that if the leader takes the white flag, Jeremy Stanley, it is all bets off. It is race to the checkered flag to the finish of the race.
Yeah, when the white flag is out, I don't know if they actually do throw the yellow. It's been such a long time since I've seen it happen, but it might be the first time I see it here tonight. Who knows? Just wait for that pace car to dip down here. 21 has one more chance at least to match the 5's restart period, as 21's got the squeaky toy in hand. He's ready for the start here as we get to the Geico restart zone. 5 gonna do a clear jump there. There's it. He's safe.
Wow.
He's good. Now everybody else, who is gonna finish second, third?
Can they hold it together? Overtime, number 1 here in Charlotte. Look at King and Stab now. They're side by side, stride for stride off 2. Newton watches on. Kevin Smith under attack in the back with Audenbacher and Breitzman. Working turn 3. Gotta stay in line, Jeremy. They're gonna work off 4. Devin West looking for the white flag. This time by the CRN 1 to go. Final time in Charlotte.
Chevrolet led, leading the pack of 3 Ford F-150s in a row. Oh, he's going to drive it in deep. Can he make the corner stick?
Gotta block him. Gotta block him. Went up high, through the block on King. King now to the outside. Will he turn him? He's on the outside. We're battling side by side for the finish. King can't get there. Devin West does the impossible. Misses round 1 of the playoffs and wins round 2 here in Charlotte. And punches his ticket along with Dad to the round of 12. He needed to do it.
Right.
He had to do it. He did do it. He came. He saw. He conquered the Northwest here in Charlotte tonight in the 5.
What a performance from the 5 to get through the 21. Tyler King with the fresh set of tires as well. Did every single thing he could, and it just wasn't enough. Devin West picks up another win, the 5th one in the 2024 season. And this is a very crucial victory as it puts him into the round of 12.
1 attempt at overtime. That's all it took. 1 attempt at overtime to set this up. And the celebration is on now for the driver of the number 5. And now Tyler King with a T-bone shot into the grass goes the number 5. I still think to this point, I really believe, Jeremy, I really believe that Dan West Jr., Father Dan, oh boy, what a crash there in the Northwest. High 5 salute in the grass. I really believe that Dan West Jr. aborted from this race to make sure his son could have a good, strong enough internet connection besides the both of them to let him win this race. I really believe it. I'll have to ask him, but I really think that's exactly what happened for the 5 of the 55.
It's a great question. I'll definitely let you ask that one. That is more than likely what happened. We saw him blink from time to time, though, but at the end of the day, it definitely was, well, that's not going to fix that damage. He is just totaled even more as we see O'Hood flying to the top of the grandstands here. But yeah,
souvenir for a lucky
that's probably
fan.
what happened. Absolutely.
Here's a look at the results here tonight when it's all said and done here in Charlotte. Round 2 of the playoffs. Moving into Kentucky for the final round in the round of 16 to lock in 12 for the round of 12. Beginning in 3 weeks, Devin West is the winner. Tyler King will finish second. Paul Newton finishes third. Jeff Stabnow will finish 4th, I think, with a consistent finish for Jeff Stabnow. I think that'll help him advance into the next round. Ryan Bloom as well. Brian Barnes, Chris Kynes, Roy Grande, John Audenbacher. Amongst the problems he had, he comes back and finishes in the top 10 and 9th. And how about Sean Breitzman? What might have been for the 46 also, Jeremy? He's 10th.
11th on back tonight. Christopher White, Kevin Smith, Brett Johnson at 13th, Troy Daggett 14th, Stephen Paulinson 15th, Dennis Moore 16th, BJ Tidrick in 17th, Dana Rogers. Everybody else did not finish the race. So Dana Rogers 18th, Dan West 19th, Frank Karras 20th place truck here tonight with an early exit.
Final look at the analysis of the race, of course, race summary. There it is, 8 cautions, 1 attempt at overtime, 31 caution laps, and lead changes 11. And of course, the extra amounts of the laps of the race total was actually 139 laps it took to finish this race. Coming up, post-race wrap-up, we'll grab the podium. Devin West, Tyler King, Paul Newton, playoffs, LSRTV, CRN in Charlotte. Devin West gets it done, joins his father, Dan West Jr., as the now next driver to advance in the playoffs championship round of 12 for the Northwest Racing Series. Stay with us. Welcome back to Charlotte and the playoffs in the round of 16, round 2 done. Devin West picking up the win. Number 5 Chevrolet joins his father, Dan West Jr., 2-time truck champion, as the next drivers that have advanced into the round of 12. Next week's going to be a gutter war for those final 10 spots for those drivers either to win or to advance by points. Welcome back. We're going to grab the winner, Devin West. Devin, congratulations. I got to ask you this question. Your dad, he was up in front. He pitted. He parked it. Y'all were having some internet blinking issues. Did he decide to step away to let you race to try to win? And it worked out perfectly? Was that what happened?
That's exactly it, Wesley. We were blinking a little bit, and we were screaming and hollering to the family, just trying to shut things down. Unfortunately, all practice, all week, we were fine. I played a few races in a row now. We have any internet issues, and it just kind of popped up on us randomly. We don't know what's causing it. So he pulled off me because he's already won this round, and I think it solved it. So yeah, it all worked out pretty good.
What did that mean to you when he said, "Hey, son, I'm gonna bow out. You take this. You can do it," and you did it, by the way.
Yeah, obviously it puts the pressure on your shoulders. I mean, I feel like we had a really good truck, maybe the best truck here on a long run. I know Dad put in a lot of work and just to help me get this win, because obviously I missed last week. So when he pulled off to make sure I could have a chance at it, it's definitely pressure. Obviously, I want to pull through for him. Unfortunately, I knew I had a good truck. I knew I had the ability to do it, and I just needed the luck, and I feel like I got quite a bit of it tonight, so grateful.
Yeah, man, that paid off tremendously there. My question to you is, when you elected to not pit on lap 90 on that third caution, were you sweating bullets that there would potentially not be another caution the rest of the way?
100%. I mean, I feel like as a leader there, if you're anywhere else behind the leader, you just did the opposite of him, right? But as a leader, I feel like I had to choose a 50-50 call, and I knew we hadn't made one 45-lap run without a caution, so I just basically bet on history, right? And then I had 3 laps to go, so I had to pit fuel again when the last caution came out. I think it was Kevin. And so I thought for sure, honestly, man, I was pretty much sitting here sulking in the loss. Next thing that caution flag came out, and I was shocked. So it all worked out.
Well, buddy, what does it mean to possibly try to go back-to-back 2 years in a row and defend your title crown? Obviously, you're taking it one step at a time, but you haven't advanced into the round of 12.
It feels great. Obviously, the playoffs are the most fun part of this season, right? The pressure's on. I missed last week, so I pretty much had to win this week. And I might miss more weeks coming up for the rest of the playoffs. So any race I can make, I think it's going to be must win for me going through to the final race. So it'll be interesting. I think it should be a lot of fun.
Sponsors, my friend, thank them on the 5.
Yep, obviously you guys in the booth, you guys do an awesome job. I look forward to go back and watching this race tonight. Effective Web Solutions, Kenny System Hardwood, let's see what else, Motorsports Distributing. Then obviously Jeff, Dad, Sean, John, Brett, Team LSRTV built, I think, the best set tonight. The set was awesome. I really would not have won without him, so.
Devin West picking up the win here tonight at Charlotte. Joins his dad, Dan West Jr. He'll advance out of the round of 12, the defending series champion. All right, Tyler King, former Northwest truck champion for Beaver State Racing. That 21 Ford so strong. Tyler just simply ran out of time, man. You're taking this race, and you'll settle for second.
Yeah, actually pretty happy with second. I didn't think that we would have a good enough truck to really compete today. Did a lot of practice, and I wasn't really confident with what we had, but we definitely had something really good in the short runs. I fell off a cliff basically in the long run, but things worked out for us. I stayed out with Devin that one pit stop there with 48 laps to go. I wanted to go down and get gas and at least have enough fuel to make it further. Just kind of got distracted and was like, well, I'm gonna stay with Devin, and luckily things worked out for us, and we were able to get through the melee there, and we got 2 top 3 finishes for Beaver State Racing.
Congratulations on your second place finish, man. The handling on a lot of trucks were just gone mid-run, right? Your truck was hanging out quite a bit. You were sliding it through a lot of the corners. Was that just something you just couldn't overcome? Because the track was cooler in temperature. I thought there was going to be more grip than what there was out there, but there was a lot of people just slipping and sliding all over the place. Was that just a product of just grabbing these trucks on the edge, or what was the feeling out there overall?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. Running to the pit testing during the week, I wasn't doing many long runs. I was only doing like 15 lap runs because the tire wear was just so drastic. I was like, I didn't really know what was going to happen. But the right rear was burning off a lot. And it was a lot worse in my practice. During the race, it seemed to balance out, and I was able to hang on to it, and it seemed like everybody else was having the same issue. So, yeah, I'm glad everything worked out for us. I don't really know what I'm doing when I'm making setups. I got a nice base to work off of, and I'm just clicking and guessing and hoping that things work. And this one seemed to work pretty well, and it worked exactly how we needed it to for the end of this race.
Tyler, segue this into thanking your sponsors as well, man. Can we possibly see you transfer in by points? I mean, what's it going to take to make it into the next round? Are you going to have to win by next week, or could you get in by points? What are you thinking right now?
Well, obviously, I want to win next week. I think we got a good truck. But yeah, I think we're in a good position points wise. We just got to keep on keeping on. We got we're second most top 5s in the season, most top 10s of anybody. So as long as we just keep doing what we do, we're gonna have a good run towards this championship. I definitely want to say hi to Stefan. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. He and his wife had their second baby on Saturday, so we got a new Beaver kit. Hopefully that'll bring me good luck. The last time his first son was born, we won the title, so maybe we can bring another one home. So definitely thanks to everybody at Beaver State Racing, Stefan, Paul, Nicole, Brian, and everybody at LSRTV in the league that puts on the show. Appreciate it.
There you go. There's, of course, Tyler King. He'll finish in second spot. Finally, let's grab the road course king, the 27, Paul Newton. Paul, it was not an easy race, man. You had your share of ups and downs. but truck number 27 climbed 13 spots on the podium to finish in third. How do you feel after tonight's race at Charlotte?
Yeah, feeling really good about the comeback today. It was an up and down day all day. I lost it on turn 4 in qualifying and messed up both my laps, so had to start in the back and come up through the field. Tyler did the lion's share of the work on the setup this week like he usually does, and it got us a good one and it got me to where I could drive it comfortably up through the field, and just got caught out by getting a little loose and kind of lost it in front of those guys and had that wreck and had to come back again. So yeah, today was all about just not giving up and getting everything I could get.
Yeah, man, I counted you out there when you hit that inside wall on the back straightaway. You lost the cover of the left front fender, and I thought aerodynamics were not going to be your friend. And then somehow you worked your way up into third place, and your truck was loose too. So how did you kind of change the setup, change your driving style? What did you do personally to make the changes needed to get in the top 3?
Honestly, I didn't even know what to do with the setup because the truck was so damaged, and we just, every opportunity I had, I brought it down pit road, let them fix it a little more. And then by the end, I had actually saved a set of tires because I was running so slow at the back anyway. I skipped the tires change, and then I had them at the end. And that's what made the difference, I think, is having that set of tires. When we got into all those restarts at the end, I could just pick off one at a time, and then on that final green-white checkered, I found myself in 4th, right up behind Tyler. I was hoping I could push him to the front, trying to do our teamwork, but I didn't quite have the truck to get there. So congrats to Devin in the front, and congrats to Tyler, and great race overall.
Man, gotta feel good. Segue this to think of your sponsors, Paul, but you know, normally you shine in the road courses, right? Got to make you feel good that you're doing good on the oval tracks now and being consistent, finishing well.
Yeah, for sure. I just really had no experience at all on ovals since about 2003, the last time I was in a true oval league, I think, back in the NASCAR 2003 days. So ever since then, it's been all road courses for me, and it's been a challenge, but it's been fun to try to relearn how to do this oval stuff. And yeah, it's getting there, and my goal for the rest of the year is just knock off a win on an oval. So really hoping I can do that. Anyway, thank you to Trading Paints, thank you Peels California Mandarins, Team Skittles, Beaver State Racing. Congrats Stefan on his new baby, and I want to thank Northwest Racing Series and LSRTV for everything you guys do to put these things on.
There you go. There's the thoughts of Paul Newton, and he'll finish at the number 3 spot. We'll finish up here tonight at Charlotte, and we will get ready now for next week at Kentucky. Jeremy, your final take of tonight's race, man, and obviously what a great job again by Devin West. Needing to win, he did that here tonight, and he'll advance with his father to the next round of the round of 12. Kentucky should be a fun gutter war next Monday night.
Yep, Charlotte did not let down. I knew it was going to be a great race. It turned out to be a great race. A lot of everything, decent amount of runs, decent amount of cautions. And at the end of the day, we saw some surprises. We saw just a bunch of everything. So congratulations to Devin West making the round of 12 there with that win-it situation. And Kentucky should be interesting.
Fun one here tonight at Charlotte when it's all said and done in single overtime. Devin West picks up the win. For Charles Wooten, Jeff Stabdow, everybody at Rocket Media, iRacing on LSRTV and CRN. For Jeremy Stanley, this is Wesley Outland. Thanks for joining us at Charlotte, round of 16. One more round next Monday night at Kentucky, and we'll have it for you. Good evening from the Northwest Racing Series, and congratulations tonight at Charlotte. Your winner is Devin West.